Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to finish off this ring bang junk journal. It's about time I got it finished. And yeah, it's going to happen. So I've gone ahead and I've only just done it actually. I've glued that little cluster that we made onto the front, and I'm quite happy with that front now. Yeah, only other thing I want to do is the closure and a tassel. Yeah. I'll do a separate little video for the tassel. So I say I'm finishing it off. I'm fibbing, I'm not. I'm going to do everything but the tassel. My head's not right today. Right. If you remember, one of the first things we did was the inside of the front cover. And I did say I was going to do the inside of the back cover the same. Well, I'm a woman. I've changed my mind. So I've already took the back cover off. Here's what I'm doing, and I've already cut it out and inked it and sewn it, because this is, you won't believe how long this has took me. My head's not functioning properly at all. It's that COVID jab, but it's not made me ill, just a little bit more scatty than usual and a bit tired. Bit of an headache. Oh, I'm having a right old moan, aren't I? But no, I'm still here. I'm still here. So, what I've done, as you can see, I've decided to have a side pocket and two little pockets there. So there are the pieces that I've gone ahead and I've sewn them ready, so you can just see how I assemble them. Yeah, I mean, I even did one of them wrong. I forgot to curve my top piece when I did it first time. I'd done this out of scraps, yeah, to use them up, and then because I'd forgot to curve that top piece, I had to go and print another sheet out just for that. So that really did defeat the object of using scraps, didn't it? Hey ho. Right, so I'll give you the measurements, although you just measure it to the size of your book. If you are doing one same as mine, you'll want to know. The pocket is 3¼ inches wide and 8½ high, which is the size of the journal. So I did that piece of paper. I did mine like nearly 3, but it didn't really need to be nearly 3. It could have been a bit shorter. I just wanted to cover that white edge up. As long as it tucks under there, you do it as deep as you need. It really needs to be, what, 3, well, 3¼ is better. So the first thing I'm going to do is glue this one on, and I already tried to glue it on and I mucked it up, so I had to peel it off. So don't even go there. It's not been a good day for thinking today. I know I do say that you're going to see everything what's and all on this channel, but it was just too ridiculous for words. Too ridiculous for words what were occurring today. I'd forgot to put my other glue around the edge, then I tried it after, then this weren't sticky, and just don't even. So then I had to rub all the glue off here, so that needs burnishing again, because it's roughed it up a little bit, just to flatten my stitching. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this on correctly the first time, she says. Oh, I may have run out of glue now. Don't even go there, woman. Ah! Yes, I've just stabbed myself live on camera and thrown the pin who knows where. Just squeeze it harder. Squeeze it harder. It's coming out now. What did I tell you? I mean, that's just funny enough, isn't it? I was watching... in bed this morning before I grew up, I was watching Kyung. She's got a new YouTube channel, Kyung Shotwell. She's in Miss P's group, which has now got a different name that I can't remember. It was Miss Paint-A-Lot. She's still Miss Paint-A-Lot on YouTube. You can find group if you go there. But yeah, Kyung Shotwell. I'm going to link Kyung below because the channel is... she's fabulous. She's only done a couple of videos, but she's so on my wavelength. She's funny. She's in the US. Like she says, most of the people she watches are in the UK. And yeah, she said a few funny things. I'm not going to repeat them because you'll have to see her on Kyung's channel if you want to go and see. Yeah, and she sews live on camera. Yeah, I'm going to have to ask her how she managed to get that angle on a camera to do that. Right. Totally forgot why I started talking about Kyung. That is where my head is at today, people. It's not functioning, I'm telling you. I want to finish off a project that I've carefully been doing for 2 weeks with a brain like this is anyone's guess. So is that? It needs to go down a bit. We did it. Oh, I'm so relieved that went well this time, because it so did not go well first time. But hey, I'm not tired anymore, so I had to get up. I've been in bed for like 24 hours watching TV and YouTube. That's enough YouTube for anyone, that, isn't it? Well, not 24 hours, I'm fibbing. What time did I go to bed? About 3? No, about 4 I was watching Fiona's live. I'd gone to bed at 7 the night before, or 8, and then go up stupidly early. Right, I'm going to put that on next, and then put my pockets onto that. Again, it may be a silly thing to do if it goes wrong, but hey-ho. Hey-ho. No, I didn't need to sew that anywhere. See, I'm even second-guessing whether I've even... Just glue the 3 sides, woman. Even got this right. I ought to title this video Cracked Crafting, because I'm a bit cracked today. Oh, it was Eurovision Song Contest last night as well. People who love it, I love it, but I don't watch it because it's on the BBC. But I didn't even know it was last night. That's, yeah, the size of the stone I live under. Eurovision Song Contest had not seeped into my consciousness. I knew it were happening, but I did not know it were happening this weekend. So, but me and my eldest daughter Rebecca have been watching bits of it this morning on YouTube. Oh, wow. And this is a direct quote from Rebecca, who is 14, after watching the summary of all the acts. Oh, what did she say? Oh, she says, I think some countries are seriously having a mental breakdown this year. That tickled me. There were some weird and wonderful acts this year. They outdid themselves. Yeah. And who won? Italy won. Well done, Italy. UK got nil point. Yay! Again. Yeah, you outdid yourselves again. And here's another one of Rebecca's quotes. The British fella looks like they just grabbed him out of a pub. I'm sorry for giggling. Yes, so that's what she thought of the British entrance to the Eurovision Song Contest. So that way, it's some dude they've grabbed out of a pub, she said. So I don't know what you think if you watched it. Maybe you American ladies have not got a clue what on earth I'm rambling on about. Maybe you've never even heard of Eurovision Song Contest. I know we've gone and dragged Australia into it. They get an honorary... It's this whole countries in Europe have this mad song contest. Oh dear, don't even. Yeah, we dragged Australia in on act. I know they're not in Europe, but it's a very camp show, and I think, yes, Australia sent an equally camp entrant. Yeah, very good. Good singing, but yes. Yeah, carry on camping. Yeah. I'm going to stop now, I might offend people. When I was younger, I used to like going to pub for Eurovision nights. Yeah, I've had some fabulous nights in pub watching Eurovision Song Contest. Yeah, while I'm rabbiting, I have gone around the edge with my Collage glue instead of my art glitter. Well spotted. We'll see. It'll stick. I just might get a bit more squidgage than I was expecting. So I'm going to have to watch the Eurovision film now while I craft this afternoon. That's an amazing film. Came out last year. It didn't come out last year because there was no Eurovision Song Contest. It was an absolute coincidence that the year Eurovision was due for release, there was no Eurovision Song Contest. So, yeah, spooky that really, isn't it? Yeah, this has stuck fine. Not a problem. I just sometimes worry when I've sewn that I'll get that glue does tend to seep through the holes where you've sewn easier. But if you do burnish it, that seems to have solved the problem. So yeah, I've been wasting my time using art glitter on edge. Right, the next piece I'm going to stick on is this. I've not made this the full length, reason being, it'll just make it like 4 thicknesses of card at the bottom, and we're already going to have 3 thicknesses. So I've just made that a little bit shorter than it needs to be. So before sticking these on, I'm going to stick the papers on that go on them, yeah? Then I can decide on the actual, pardon me, placement. I will tell you measurements for these. I made that piece of card 4.5 inches high, and then I made that one 3, and they are both 3.25 wide, the width of the pocket. So I'll burnish my stitching on these, stick them to their pieces of card, and then I'll pop them on. I just thought it'd be I've not done inside pocket like this for a while. I used to do them all the time when I first started junk journaling. In my hardcover journals, lots of little pockets for all your little bits for ephemera, and it just got me thinking there are quite a lot of small bits of ephemera in the kit, and this will be an ideal place to put them. Right, I don't double stitch or back stitch at the end of this because it's then going to get held in place with glue, so it just not worth it. Yeah, just go for it, woman. Use just your collal. Seems to be working out for you, seeing as you... Yeah, I've got to keep my art glitter upside down now. It really is on the last few dregs. I'll give it a bit more life by cleaning my nozzle. I think the water in the nozzle watered it down a bit. So that's going on there. Yeah, luckily I didn't draw blood when I stabbed myself with a needle. It just made me jump. I'm a very jumpy person. I've been known to throw popcorn around a cinema when watching horror films, and I'm not joking. It's not an exaggeration. Jump that much. So yeah, whoever I went with always had to be the one that held the popcorn, because I'd just waste it by throwing it around. And that's on there. This was a little piece I'd cut to the wrong side for a pocket somewhere else in the journal, and I so wanted to use it, so I've made this bottom pocket this height just so I could put this on. Did I tell you height at little one? Yeah, 3 inches. Have I burnished the back? I can't remember. This is where my head is today. I can't remember if I've done it, so I'll just do it again. To be one of those days where if I was still driving, I'd forget I'd gone in the car and walk home. Full of tricks like that. I used to do it all the time. I used to work at local, school as a dinner lady, which I mention a lot. And for the last few years I was there, I'd had a little accident falling over at Hoover wire, and I've mentioned this again before. I fell onto my knee, and yeah, it's caused a lot of problems. And I found that if I walked up to school, then I was walking around at dinner hall and yard for an hour and a half, and then walking home, I physically could not do that every day all week. I'd get to the point where I couldn't walk by end of week. So I used to go to school in car, because that way I could then do my job all week and rest it up at weekend. But the amount of times I forgot to bring the car home was unbelievable. I used to go to school in car, forget I went in car and walk home. Yeah, enough said. Right, I'm deciding how high up that can go now. It needs to cover that. I think that looks good. So yeah, that's going to go there. I'm going to, if I mark it, I will have to then rub it out and it'll be hard. So I'm going to put my ruler there to remind me where I'm going to glue it to. This I'm going to do with the art glitter. I know it moved a little bit, but not too much. I'm just going to do down the sides, not across the bottom. I'm reminding myself of this. Don't do across the bottom or you'll cause yourself a huge problem. So I'll line it up with the side and the bottom of the ruler, and I'm a happy bunny. It may be a bit lower down than I initially planned, but it doesn't really matter. There we go. And then this one is going to fit lovely there. So it's just a slightly different back page. Yeah, I did have a mark on it where I was going to put my hole for the closure, and I've covered it up. I'm just giving this a good press because there's a lot of thicknesses there. It's still, yeah, still looks fine. It'll give that back page some more stability as well. Now this one, down the sides and across the bottom. So it's more like a craft with me this today, isn't it? Just watch me finish this journal. There's not much left to do in it. Don't think I were up to doing anything new that had a lot of instructions. Oh, I've had a card come through Letterboxd today, a promotional card for, yeah, some therapy. Yeah, I won't be having the therapy. Some of you might be thinking, please have the therapy, you need it. But the card it came on, if I can, I'm going to cover, look at the colour of the card. We don't need her address on and everything. Look, it just matches this journal lovely. So I'm going to gesso over it, do a bit of collage and pop it in. I might even go out neighbours and ask if they've got any that they don't want. Yeah, it's beautiful. It just, the colours are just so perfect with this journal. See what kind? Yes, she's a counselling therapist, and she's also qualified in beauty treatments. So she's going to give you therapy in the form of a beauty treatment. Okay. She runs the businesses separately and together. Okay. That's another string to your bow. I'm not up for that, but some people might be. I think it's a fab idea. But I love her business cards. Right, that's done. I can see there where my holes want to be. And yeah, if I hold that up to the window, I know it sounds really daft, I can see exactly where I need to punch. That won't be a problem, but I will let the glue dry before I do it. So that's going to pop off to one side to dry. And let's grab the journal again. My fan's stopped and it's a bit warm. Go on, fan, go. That's it. I pulled the charger out. Right, so we've got our cluster on the front, which I like. I haven't made, do you know, I'm even wondering whether I even need a closure on this. I've got all that through at the side. Right, we've got the, is this one the, yeah, this is the insert with all the pockets. We've now got more stuff to pop in it. So let's have a look, see. We'll put one tag in it. I put one of those journal cards in it. We need to make a little notepad there. And we've got a few of the items I've made recently. I did make these yesterday, and I said some of them would go in this journal. I'm not sure about that one. That one definitely, and that one definitely. And I don't know about that one. So let's have a look, see. That is a nice thin one though, isn't it? So it should fit nice in this pocket. There. Yeah, I quite like that there. So that's going to go there. I'm wondering whether I want to change. No, that's still not going to fit there. They're too wide for that one. What's that? No. This is the danger when you don't make things for a specific place, but it goes in the next journal. Right, I'm going to pop these, I think, in the front cover. Yeah, that looks gorgeous. I really like that there. And we might have this one in the top, have that popping out. So we've got butterflies and flowers. We need to pop those in as well because we need some extra journaling spots. Oh yeah, I like that. Can you even see that? I'm in shot, yeah. So they're going there. We need to make a little notebook there. We've now got something in each of these pockets. I think this needs a little bit more decoration. I think we need some roses and some labels and bitties and bobbies. So let's grab my roses journaling, roses fussy cuts and stickers. I love doing the stickers in this because they're very low profile, aren't they? But I do have some roses that I've fussy cut. I quite like that on there. And then we have got a longer one there. I'm not sure though. Fussy cut roses from quite a few different places. I don't know if I might just like that one there better. I'll never make a decision, me, will I? I do like that there. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. I'm going to put the sticker there and I'm going to pop that there with a little bit of green painter's paper. So let's bring, oh, they're the stickers we used yesterday. I've still got everything out on my desk because, as I said, I put nothing away. Here's the collage box. Oh, that's a nice bit of paper. Bit of paper. Maybe a bit of map page. Ooh, a bit of doily. That should look nice. Just checking. I did spot who I was watching, Gail Agostinelli, yesterday. And she's got tape on her mat to show her when she's in shot. The trouble is I spread out so much. I'm terrible. Might be worth a try. Might be worth a try. I like that. And a little bit of that. I just like it. So let's ink it and stick it down. Well, I'm not actually going to ink that. I'm just going to stick it down. So grab the glue book. Yeah, it's a very bitty-batty video, this, but that tends to be what it's like, isn't it, when you're doing your final touches on a project. I'm not the best planner in the world. I do tend to hop about doing what I fancy, and then you just end up with a load of random stuff left to do. But that's how I go. Can't remember how we're going to put that on, so I'm just going to randomly stick it on. We'll make it look good. I don't know, I want that much of that. I only want a little bit. I want a little strip, yeah. And I do want a little bit of ink on this because it's quite pale. Using my Elmer's Extreme again, my go-to collaging glue. Put a tiny bit of ink on the rose. Where's my inking pad gone? I've just had it in my hand. I'm guessing it's in full view somewhere and someone can see it. It's there, look. It's not run away. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to pop that there. Oh, something else we watched on YouTube today, me and our Becca. We watched a squirrel assault course. Fabulous. This had popped up on my feed because I'd watched the original one perhaps a year, 2 years ago. This American man had made a little assault course for squirrels, and they are amazingly intelligent as squirrels. Who would have thought it? To get to this, yeah. He was sick of them eating, well, he weren't sick of them, he's not that kind of bloke. The squirrels like to eat the nuts out of his bird feeder, So he made them a little assault course to make sure they deserved those nuts when they got there. And boy, did those squirrels deserve those nuts. It's amazing. And he equated the squirrels to characters from Mission Impossible and Ocean's 11. It was so funny. One of the squirrels were called Fat Gus. Turned out Fat Gus was actually a lady squirrel who was with child, a pregnant lady squirrel. Yeah. That's why Fat Gus was fat. Fat Gus was not fat. Fat Gus was Mummy Gus. So they changed his name. I can't remember what to. You'll have to watch it. I'm sure it'll come up if you Google Squirrel Assault Course. Right, I'm quite happy with that now. Want something on this one. What shall we use? I think I want the paler rose on here. It goes well with what's in pocket. And I'm just going to do the same little bit of collaging. I've got all sorts here. It's mad. Craft lunch. Just stay this time, will you stay? There it is. I knew I had some more of this green paper somewhere. I think I'm going to do a bit of green paper and a bit of doily this time. To be honest, I forgot about the doily on the last one. So a bit of doily, a bit of green paper and a rose. Just as a little cluster, my lights. I'm going to use my art glitter on the doily. Do a bit finicky with all these little pieces. There we go. So, I know Zoe's following along and making one of these. No, you want that glue for that woman. You made a mistake there. Yeah, I know Zoe's making one of these. It'd be lovely to know if anyone else had decided to make one. I know Tanya's got one planned. That were another mad one. Quite often Tanya and I do very similar things. I've had to tell her to stop telling me what she's planning for the future because it puts me off doing it if I know she's doing it. I'm like, no, don't want to know what you're doing. Don't tell me. Because we often think of doing the same things, and I wouldn't want either of us to not do what we wanted to do just because the other one were doing it. Because I'm very like that. If I know someone else is doing something, I'll think, oh, I'll not do that, then I'll do something else. But if I didn't do anything just because someone else were doing it, I'd never do a thing, would I? Because there's someone somewhere doing everything. So I just do what I fancy. Now I've got to take that song humming round in my mind. Do what you want. That sounds nothing like it. So if you don't know the song, that little taster from me will so not tell you what it's about. Right, I like that. So I'm really happy now with that. We just need to do a little notebook. Yeah? Right. I'm going to crack on with it. I'm leaving that stuck out to let those dry. The notebook I'm going to make from a piece of card. What's that? Oh, it's back page. Don't lose your back page. Right, I'm going to have a 2-second tide and I'll be back with my things on the desk ready for the notebook. And I'm back. I think I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Totally messed up that pausing. I ended up stopping it. Silly woman. Right, I've gone ahead and I've cut a piece of the green file folder. I've cut it from the edge of there to the edge of the paper. And what did that end up measuring? It might be slightly different in yours. The way I've done it is I've buttered it up. I've just marked it with pencil and cut it off. And it ended up being 4 1/8 wide. I've done it 1.5 inches wide. And I'm just going to stick that on. Yeah. So a tiny little bit of glue on either side. By tiny, I mean I don't want it to come too far in, because we need to be able to slip a notebook down in here. And it's going to be a skinny notebook, but the more glue we put on, the skinnier the notebook's going to have to be to fit. I'm going to place it about there. Yeah, there'll be plenty of room then to slip my notebook in. And I've just grabbed a piece of kit page in 160 GSM card that I've printed it out on, and I've grabbed a couple of sheets of tea-dyed paper. So I'm going to measure the length. I want it to come down to about there. So I'm going to take this then, and I don't mind if the writing's upside down, I really don't. I'm just going to fold it there. May as well fold it all the way along. And then I want to get the width right. I'm going to guess at this. It wants to come in a bit because we've got glue there, So I'm going to guess at that width, and then I'll cut it down further if it needs to. I just want to see whether it's going to slide in. So that's 3.5 inches. Ideally, I shouldn't let this glue completely dry before trying this. Now that seems it will go in. It's tight enough so that your book's not going to slide out, but it is going to hold. So I also need to cut that. So, yep, I like the width, I like the length. I'm going to cut down at 1 and 1.5 inches from the crease at the top there. Yeah, I'm then going to come in with my corner rounder and do a little bit of rounding. I don't mind that's white, I'll just ink it a little bit. I could have done it that way, couldn't I? Oh, it don't matter. If when you're using it as a little standalone book, if you take it out, it still needs to look nice, doesn't it? I'll just ink it up a little bit. Yeah, so I'll grab my... I'll grab my ink sponge that I've lost again. Remind me why I'm filming today. Because it's Sunday, and I usually crack on Sunday. And I need to finish this. And I'll put a little bit of ink around the inside, which is what you'll see around the edge of the papers. Right, so I'll just move this out of the way for a minute now, because we've got the little pad at the correct size. We've got it the size it needs to be. I've now got to get the papers inside the pad the correct size, haven't I? So, oh, it's nearly that length. So, I'm going to measure that and just rip it with my ruler, I'm thinking. I'm not going to do any fancy folding, I'm just going to rip strips off it. Well, the book is 3.5, so if I rip the strips at 3.25, how many will we get in there then? We'll get 3 strips that way. I would have liked to have got 4. That's not going to happen, is it? That's 8. We'd only get 2 that way. Yeah, I'm just going to have some bits left over. So I'm going to line it up there. I'm going to line the ruler up with the edge of the book. I don't want them perfect. And I'm just going to rip strips off like that. So I'm not measuring them. I only measured them for purposes of trying to see how many strips we will get out of our sheet of paper. You've got different size paper in the US, haven't you? Letter size. You might get more strips if you're doing on this size. I might have to grab another sheet of tea-dyed. But all these kind of strips, I use them for packing things for my Etsy shop, sets of tickets and envelopes and things like that. I don't have branding as such for my shop. I like everything that I pack my stuff in to be usable in junk journals. I often say, if you don't do junk journals and you order from me, you might think, what on earth has she packed this in? And then sometimes you don't get any packaging whatsoever. Like if you buy a box of straw paper offcuts and make the weight up with straw paper, we don't need extra packaging and plastic and stuff like that. That's all you get. It is what it says on the tin. Like the eyelash trim I do, it probably would make my life easier if I wrote on them what the colours were when I'm making them up in bulk. But then I like you to be able to use those card bobbins that they come on in your junk journals. Decorate them, do something with them. And you don't want my horrible writing on them, do you? Right, that's it. So we've got 6 pieces. I'm going to leave it at 6. I think 6 is an okay amount. And I'm now going to rip strips off for the length. There we go. I'm going to hold them in like I always do. I like to punch a couple of holes and thread some string through or ribbon so that you can use these again if you want to by filling them up. So that should do. It's a bit lower down. I'm not measuring them, I'm just eyeballing them. It's a small little project. And I think a little bit of pink ribbon or eyelash trim will do on this. So let's see what eyelash trim looks like. Yeah, let's get some out of my messy bundle. Woo! Thread it through. Don't forget, you've also got the little journal in this ring bound journal to write in. You've got the pages. There are lots and lots of places to write in this. It is, even though it's a ring bound one, it's not as decorative as some you will see, because I really do want all my journals to have plenty of journaling space. Right, I don't often like bows with eyelash trim. They look a bit messy, but we'll see. I think I like it. Yeah. I'm going to leave it as a bow. It's a messy little foo-foo bow. I quite like that. Right, let's put it back in the insert and see what it looks like. That's just very quick and very easy. There we go. Spot on. I'm really happy with that insert now. So, we'll tie this back up. I don't think it's what you expect to find in there either, is it? When you first open it, it's like, oh. I'm going to tie the bows on the front with these slightly now, because I then want to come in and do some kind of closure on the journal. Right, let's bring all the pieces back. Let's reassemble it and see what's occurring. Oh, we haven't punched the holes on there yet, have we? Right, let's punch those holes and put the eyelets in. Come here, eyelets. Getting very low on those ones. I'm using different ones for the closure anyway. I've got a key. You belong in Alice. Yeah, I think this has definitely dried enough for me to start punching holes. Right. I think just to make sure though, I'm going to pop it through. I'm going to pop through with my scissors from this side, so that I know it's going to be exactly right. Yeah. I may be able to line it up perfectly from this side. Oh, I have done. Yeah. Oh, that were easy peasy. Oh yeah, the puncher comes up from the other side, so it's not going to give any trouble with the paper, is it? There we go. That's our holes punched. Pop our eyelets in. Then we can put some little bits and bobs of ephemera that I've cut out from the kit in these little pockets. I've now got my puncher. I'm all tangled in eyelash trim. That's that. Right. So I'm going to have that at the front, I think. The huge tag. Yeah, we'll have the huge tag at the front. Oh, should we have the journal insert at the front? No. I'll have that journal insert. I'll have the journal insert there. Then I will have these pages that I'm not decorating. They again are purely for journaling. Yes, I'm going to put this then before the double envelopes or after them. After them? Yes, after the double envelopes, and then we'll put the back page on. So. That's our back page. Go on, woman, you can do it. It's not such a difficult job. Although you've made everything look like a difficult job today. There we go. I'm going to have to turn this sideways. A bit stiff, this ring. That's it. I think we're still going to get away with this size of ring. Maybe the next size. I don't know. I can't decide. I think when I sell this, what I'll do is I'll include in it the next size of rings. So if you're going to expand this journal, you can just swap the rings out for some larger ones. But I'm really happy with how that's come together now. I like that bow on the front. That will allow us to put a closure on with a bow. Look, my tablet made a ding-dong noise. I wonder what that were then. So I'm just going to alter the bow on this one slightly. And then, yeah. That's going to need cutting down a bit now. There we go. So, yes, I'm one happy bunny with this. All that's left now is to punch some holes for a closure. So I'm just going to take the ephemera out of that because I do not want to get this wrong. I'm going to mark it in the centre. Use your centre ruler, woman. It'll make life a bit easier, won't it? I'm on camera, just. So use the centering side. Makes it even easier, that does. And I'm using the other grids on here to decide how far in I want to put the hole. I'm going to measure it in 1/2 inch. Yeah, then when I put the rivet in, it'll not interfere with the, yeah, just under 1/2 inch. It'll not interfere with the stitching. So, that's our centre, is it? Something's not right there. That's better. That's better. It's just under 1/2 inch. And I'm going to come in and put a pencil mark. Doesn't matter how big it is, 'cause I'm going to be punching a great big hole. And I'm going to do exactly the same on the back. Yeah, I'm holding it there so I can measure the just under 1/2 inch. There was a method in your madness, lady. Right. I'm just making, knowing that my head is not at its best today, I'm just making extra sure I've got this lined up properly. Just under 1/2 inch. I hope it comes in a good place on the pocket. Yeah, it comes on that one. And what's that saying? Measure once, cut. Measure twice, cut once, is it? Because I've got a feeling I've not lined this up properly on the front. And I haven't. I haven't lined this up properly on the front. I've made it too high up. So I'm going to make another hole where it needs to be. Luckily, because the front of this journal is grey, I should be able to rub that out and you won't be able to see it. You know, when something's, you probably spotted it as I was doing it, but something were telling me after I did the second one, that first one wasn't right. There, that's rubbed off, no problem. So, I'll then set this to make sure I do it exactly the same on the front and back. I want to see, if I punch out the paper from the last hole, I'll be able to see. I want to see that pencil mark. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, and I've not punched through the stitching, which is what I wanted. And then I want to do exactly the same on the back. Put the whole journal that way. Probably would have been easy before I put journal together, but who said I ever make my life easy? Also, I can check. Yeah, that's spot on. Right, I'm using these slightly larger eyelets for this. Not slightly larger as in size, they're still 3/16 of an inch, but these are the We Are Memory Keepers ones, and can you see they're much deeper? Yeah, so they're going to go through all these layers and still look good on the other side. And I'm using the silver. They're a little bit more of a little bit less shiny than the silver of the other ones I've used, but then the other one I could use on the We Are Memory Keepers I feel is too shiny. Yeah, I've either got to go shinier or not quite as shiny, and I think I'm going to stick with not quite as shiny. So I've got this set up as I want it. I've got it on a, yeah, I have. Is it A2? Yep. And let's punch these, well, set these. There's one. Oh, yeah, that feels fine on the other side. No one's going to lose a finger on that. Do the other one. Yeah, and that pocket is still usable for a bookmark as I wanted. So there we have it. Right, what we're putting through. I did have lots of lace out to choose from. Let me grab it. And then I put a lot of it away. What's this? This is my Alice in Wonderland lace. Here we go, it's underneath. I've got 2 baskets here that put things in temporarily while I'm doing a project. Right, we use that inside. I think I want something different on the outside. I think I actually might want to use this one. Yeah, it's the pink, it's organza and satin ribbon with the silver, little silver thread running through it, and I think it's really pretty. And because I'm going to use this one doubled up, I want a thinner ribbon, if you get my meaning. So I'm going to thread it through, and then I'm just going to decide how long I want this. I want it yay long. So then I'm going to take it back out, and I'm just going to measure that the ribbon for the back is exactly the same length. And then I'll tell you what length it is. I'm going to check it on my desk first, which is 1 metre long. No, it's not, nowhere near 1 metre. Looks about 80 centimetres. Let's measure it on an actual ruler. I could get my yardstick out, but I'd probably trap my fingers in it. So I've got 12. How did that work? Silly woman. 12 inches. 24. It's 34 inches long, so I've cut 2 34-inch long bits of ribbon. So I'll double them up this time. And I don't know whether I want to go in from the back or the front, out in from the front. I like that, so we'll go in from the back with the bit I've folded over. I'm not explaining this at all, am I? But like I said early on in this video, this is more like a craft with me, watching me finish my little last minute bits and bobs on this journal. Right. Oh yes, me likes. I do like that. And I always use more ribbon than you need. You can always cut the excess off and use it inside the journal. Oh, I do like that. I like that ribbon on the outside with a bit of silver. I'm pleased I went for this on outside and used the plain on the inside. Yeah. So there we have that. The only thing I have left to do now is the tassel. Oh, we're just going to pop some of these little bits of ephemera in, won't we, on the back page, because that doesn't have anything in yet. Here we go. Let's crack on and put a bit in. Well, I took that ephemera out just while I punched the hole, didn't I? So I don't think I'm going to put those other cards in. They spoil the view of what we've got on the pockets. So what we've got now, I'd say, oh, one of those will fit in there perfect. Yeah, so we'll have one of those in there. I'm not putting one in the top. We've got lots. Look, we've got a little envelope there. I've not glued it together. I'll glue that together, then that will tuck inside here lovely. Really nice. I've cut out loads of these shape tags and I've not done anything with them. That's a little bit too wide for there. So they're just going to get put inside these envelopes for whoever gets the journal to do something with and decide where they want to go. That's one of the little cards that goes inside the envelope. Yeah, that has to be thin now because I've put that eyelet in. Oh, that one. That. So yeah, there we have it. That's, apart from just, yeah, I need to do a tassel, find any other bits of ephemera I've got just so that I can include them. But that's all the work done on it now. It's not a very complicated journal, this one. Like I've said, I've let the papers speak for themselves. I've done a few little additions. What's that? A little bit of fluff. Yeah, I think I might move that to the back. And there we have it. That's my ring bound journal. If you put bigger rings in, there's plenty of room to put extra things in. And I will be back. I'll do a little tutorial on the tassel. I will probably do that tomorrow when my head is not a shed. And then I'll do a flip through. And then I'll probably stick it up on my Etsy for next weekend. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.